Welcome to a Nerdigo News special report. I'm Ryley Trahan here with Deepak Chitnis.
Yep, and we're here for a first time ever looking at a trailer, and the trailer for this one is the first, I guess they're calling it a teaser technically, for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is the fourth MCU Spider-Man movie, the first to be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who we all know from Wonder Man recently and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
He's getting his consolation prize after not having been able to make Kang Dynasty.
Correct.
And then movie's coming out 31st of July.
Right. So somewhere around the same time as Odyssey. It's a busy summer for this guy.
I think we're about to hop into it, but I would stop it here anyway. I think this is a great shot for kind of the Brand New Day like ethos. You know, in the comic, that is so much a comic that's about like loneliness and about like Spider-Man kind of being like isolated and separated from New York, and about like Peter Parker really taking a back seat to like the Spider-Man business. And I just feel like this shot, you know, we so often see Spider-Man like in and among the life of New York, like swinging between the buildings. And I feel like this shot really capitalizes on the visual imagery of, I mean, just like the Miles Morales animated movie, right? Made this like upside down Spider-Man thing so iconic.
Right.
But really kind of separates Peter apart from the city here, and I liked it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's jump into it.
Let's go.
I can't believe our first day at MIT! MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
All right, I'm going to hop in right here, and I'm going to say, so according to the log line of the movie, this takes place 4 years after the events of the last film. So I think that this is going to be Ned and MJ are back from MIT. They've graduated. They're done. They're back in. They've moved back to Manhattan. And now Peter is kind of like, for the first time, being forced to maybe remember, like maybe they're back in his life in some way. Maybe he just saved MJ. I think that's kind of going to be the inciting incident of this movie, maybe, is that he saves MJ. And then he's forced to kind of like remember that he's also Peter Parker.
I have a vision of this movie that's not dissimilar from the way Fantastic Four started, where a lot of the villains that have been announced in the press so far that have been cast are going to be kind of what Peter has been doing over the last 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
And
Agreed.
then, like what you're saying, it'll all kind of come to home to roost when MJ and Ned come home.
Yeah, all right.
I knew it!
I love that that's not nanobots. I love that he's pulling the mask down.
It's actually a mask for once, yeah.
This shot is so good.
It's cool.
This shot rules.
Yeah.
I like it, just the inside, the eye, the breathing.
But it's also
like,
very Tony, right?
It's very Tony. It's very like he's coming back to himself a little bit. Yeah. So, and also, I mean, I'll say it. Tom Holland looking a little yoked in this trailer, y'all.
He's put in the work.
We'll see it.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker.
Okay, so this I think has to be what we're hearing him read, right? Is this letter that he's either written to MJ, or you know, maybe he's reading it to MJ at the end of the movie. I don't know like what the actual context of this voiceover audio will be.
Right.
But I think that this audio we're hearing is a Peter to Mary Jane like explain. Or her name's not Mary Jane in the movies, but pardon me.
You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only
He actually does look older a little bit.
He is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a good little bit since the last time we saw him as Spider-Man, and he, you know, for how much we used to joke that Tom Holland was like the Eterna baby, he does sort of look like a you know, guy living on his own in Manhattan now.
Yeah. Quick thing here. She's in Daredevil, I believe.
Yes.
The one who's giving him the key. Yeah.
Yes. But she is not the mayor, right? Obviously, Wilson Fisk is the mayor in Daredevil and is very anti-superhero. So I do wonder if this is potentially a little baby spoiler for the upcoming Daredevil Season 2, in which Wilson Fisk's still the mayor.
And which Punisher will also appear in?
Yes. Well, Punisher, was Punisher in the last season of it? I'm trying to remember, but he was definitely going to be in the next season of it. I mean, it seems like everybody's coming back now.
Right.
Yeah, let's continue. We'll talk more about Frank Castle in a second here. This is what makes me think that he saves her. Like, I wonder, I'm like, why are they so dialed into Spider-Man if they don't remember Spider-Man? Like, this really seems like them.
They don't remember Peter Parker.
Yes, right. They don't, but I guess that's what I mean to say is how are they so, why would they be so dialed in if they don't remember that Spider-Man is a close personal friend of theirs? You know? And that makes me wonder if, like, maybe something's getting jostled around in the old noodle. I mean, we'll talk about the Jean Grey of it later, you know?
Right.
But, like, this does look like a sort of more than just watching the news.
Because I'm not just Peter Parker.
But here's really where we get down to the business of it.
Very reminiscent of the opening of Amazing Spider-Man 2 with that
Yes.
armored car chase with the Rhino. Yeah.
Yes. And again, like as you say, maybe some of these fights just being kind of brief little
Snippets.
stints. Again, kind of like the opening of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I recognize I just paused it here when he's getting his butt kicked by this van, but I also wanted to call out how much I thought that practical web swinging really worked.
Yes.
Like we saw them filming it, we saw the footage of it, but like that looks, I mean, this actually might be a CGI shot that I just paused on, but I think that looks cool, and I'm excited to see more of it.
Here we go. Big guy.
So
One of the big guys.
Let's do a little nerd out here for a second as
Yeah, go into your drunk comic book history here for a second, because this is important, right?
Well, yeah, I thought, it's really the movies of it that's important, right? What we have here is we have a Fox character, a Sony character, a Universal character, and a Netflix character, all in this Marvel ad together. I'm just like, this. You give Iger a hard time, but this is Iger's dream coming home to roost here. Look at all these guys that he used to not own, that now he owns, that he can stick in this movie together.
Yeah, something was up for sale and he paid the money to buy it. He's great. He's wonderful.
He's very good at buying the stuff.
But isn't there also some history here that the Punisher first appeared in a Spider-Man comic and was initially an antagonist to Spider-Man and all of that? Yeah,
absolutely correct. For anybody who's interested in learning more, this is a great, great companion to any like Marvel Comics history. This is the greatest Marvel Comics, 100 comics that built a universe. The panel that put it together were a very cool group of like Marvel Brain Trust, sort of led in their mission by Joe Quesada. And I had it bookmarked in here, but now my paper slipped away. Just give me 1 second to pull up the issue number here. But yeah, as you say, Punisher was originally a Spider-Man character, a villain who was hunting Spider-Man. And the cover that I'll be able to show you is, who we now know to be Frank Castle, but at the time just looked like a scary man with a gun, who had Spider-Man in his crosshairs.
Almost like a certain Russian hunter.
Not unlike the Kraven thing at all. So yeah, I mean, that's part of what it'll be so cool to see Punisher in this Spider-Man movie. I'm not going to be able to find this now, of course, but whatever. And then, yeah, some of these other characters too, like we're going to talk about Hulk here in a second, right? There's just long, proud history of a lot of these Marvel characters. Well, these are like fundamental, especially when you talk about Spider-Man. These start to become like fundamental relationships in Marvel, right? As opposed to just like, oh, wouldn't it be interesting to see Doctor Strange and Iron Man hang out for a little while? Like, the Spider-Man has some friendships that like define how the Marvel universe works. So very cool to see some of this start to play.
Almost like he's an anchor being.
I want to talk about the boyfriend.
He's a comics character also, right?
Well, he's definitely a comics character. So I'm seeing a lot of people saying that this is Paul. Of course, Mary Jane's boyfriend from the One Day More story. Paul sort of gets a lot of love in a way that like that mustachioed normie from Deadpool 2 gets a lot of love, because he's just sort
Peter?
of like,
yeah.
Is that his name, Peter?
I think it is. Yeah.
Just sort of a normal guy who's stuck in the middle of an insane circumstance and like he handles himself capably enough. I think that getting the guy who played Ezra, the kind of main character of Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, that's him?
This is live action Ezra.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From the Ahsoka TV show. I'm putting all my money on Harry Osborn. Like if I have one hot take, it's that this guy's playing Harry Osborn. Because I don't know that you get a star that big to play sort of a bit character like Paul. I recognize a lot of people will be in my TikTok mentions right now saying star that big, but like Disney is clearly betting on him, right? And
but he's known within the people that this would be appealing to, right?
Yes.
And he's part of the same corporate family if it's Star Wars and Marvel. I can see them pulling from that, and I think that's an interesting pull. What would make this more interesting beyond that, if he is Harry, is that this would be the first time in live action we're seeing an antagonistic relationship between him and Peter. Because they have always been friends in the Tobey movies and the Andrew movies.
They've at least always started as friends, right? Yeah.
I mean, there's until he kills Gwen Stacy, right?
Yeah, right.
Breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me?
All right, let's talk some Man Spider. So that's clearly what this is setting up. We're going to do a much deeper dive on all the essential comic book knowledge you need to have before going into this movie when we get closer to the event. So
Right.
Bruno and I will be on there talking Punisher origins. We'll be talking Man Spider. We'll be talking all that. But for anybody who doesn't know, there's sort of a famous trope that you will do in Spider-Man media. Obviously, it happened in the comics. It happened in the 90s show, sort of famously, where he becomes way more spider than man, right? Is sort of the long and short of it. And this story seems to be heading in that direction. It's usually when he kind of loses balance between the Peter Parker and the Spider-Man sides of his life. Then like the spider part of him becomes to take way more hold. In the comics, it's a Kirk Connors thing, right? Nobody will be surprised to hear that our man, the Lizard, is sort of the reason why Peter becomes more spider than man in the comics. I really like the idea of Bruce Banner as the comp for this in the movie. Just like I love the idea of the Banner Parker friendship, like outside of the cool power dynamics of a Spider-Man Hulk thing. And like for me, I mean, Spider-Man Hulk, Deepak knows this, like two of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. And we haven't seen them like on screen together the right way. Like Hulk hasn't really been Hulk since Peter has shown up in the MCU. So I'm really looking forward to like maybe them fighting together, hopefully, against some bigger menace, and Hulk like grabbing onto the webs and like swinging Peter around or something. But outside of that, the Man Spider story with Banner and Parker, I think, is really, really cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I think in She-Hulk they mentioned how Banner kind of undid the Smart Hulk thing by creating like an inhibiting device or something like that. So I wonder if something like that, even if it's not the exact same plot device used again, the idea of him going to Banner as someone who he knows had some sort of a physical transformation and was able to undo it. It makes a lot of sense, like what you're saying, for that to be the person in this one as opposed to Kirk Connors, who we did see in the last Spider-Man movie briefly.
Yeah, we've had a lot of Dr. Connors in our life, and I love Dr. Connors, but this is already a very full movie.
Oh, yeah.
Here, of course, we see the power malfunction that always goes with...
You were saying it's reverse Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah. Now, I wanted to call out, do you think this thing on his hand is the inhibitor device?
I didn't see She-Hulk, so I don't know if that's what it looks like, but yeah, I mean, it's a good bet.
It could clearly also just be something, he's always sort of had hand troubles ever since Hulk snapped the glove, right? So I'm not...
Oh, true. Yeah,
I'm not surprised to see something on his hand. Ruffalo looking like a dang snack, by the way.
He's crushing it, man.
Yeah. I like his having no idea who Peter
came back nicely from Task.
Yes. Cleaned up.
So they said the M word.
We should talk about the M word. They said mutating. We'll go back so we can catch it again. This sort of, I think, just one word being in here so obviously. It's obviously, if it's not evidence, it's definitely red meat for the mutant conspiracists out there. What do you want to say about that?
I mean, isn't this the dog whistle for those of us who are kind of waiting for this to happen? I mean, the average Joe is going to go, okay, Spider-Man's mutating, great. But I think all of us are going to go, ah.
Right. Because we've been getting, right, so we had, of course, Xavier himself, Patrick Stewart, show up in the yellow wheelchair with the in Doctor Strange 2. Then we had Kamala Khan being a mutant, and that kind of got the same animated X-Men sting. And now, of course, and we're going to see her here in a moment, a lot of rumors that Sadie Sink is playing either Jean Grey, who I think is the smart money, or if you want the underdog bet, Typhoid Mary, who is also a mutant with red hair who can, has psychic powers.
I've heard Firestar. I've heard potentially Rogue. I don't think so.
No, but so this is the point: is everybody's mutant hackles are like through the roof right now. Yeah. So when they deliberately put the word mutating in here, you're right, Deepak, that like mainstream audiences are going to be like, oh yeah, it does seem like something weird's happening to Peter. But we're like, no, they said mutating though. They could have said they could have said changing.
They said changing, evolving, growing. Yeah.
Yeah.
If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous. Spiders have
this voice.
Yes.
Do you know who it is?
You know who it is.
It's Keith David.
I think okay. I thought it was Keith David as well, but we hadn't talked about it yet. He's not in any of these, is he?
No.
People are saying it's the guy who plays Tombstone. I don't think it is. I agree with you that it's Keith David. I think this could very easily just be audio from him, like, you know, learning about the man spider thing, Googling like freaky shit that happens to spiders.
Yeah.
And then like he finds this video and they got Keith David to do the voiceover on the video because why not? Right. But I was just racking my brain. Like he's never shown up in an MCU movie anywhere, has he?
No, but this is me going big galaxy brain here, which means it's probably wrong. There were a lot of rumors when they started announcing that Scorpion, Tarantula, Boomerang, all these people were going to be in there, that they were all going to somehow be connected to a syndicate run by Mr. Negative. And I do wonder if that's the Keith David surprise.
That would be amazing. And there's still definitely much to be gleaned on the villain front. I don't think we really find anything out about that in this trailer.
I mean, we see some appearances, but nothing as far as like the main definitive.
No.
Yeah.
Life cycles.
So I don't know. I mean, here, let's really frame by frame this shit. I don't know what this is, but this is very
That looks like it might be Sadie.
You think, okay, so you're thinking that would make sense, and then here she is in her psychic safe room or whatever?
Yeah.
Sure, and this is
She's
like
undergoing some sort of testing or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, this is some sort of Magneto-style 11 prison that they put her in. And then maybe this is her getting out of it, right? This is the escape.
Or being broken out of it by Frank.
Sure,
Either way. Because the rumor is that Frank is helping her.
Right, the idea is that Damage Control is supposedly chasing her and that Frank Castle's helping her hide. And then this is what you had mentioned. So here we see Spider-Man kind of open up the top of this tank, and you had called out some speculation about this character, was it? Sorry, I know you have to see the hair. No. What I noticed was that this character looks like, and I'll play this in real time and then we can watch it and talk about it. Okay. This character looks like something like jumps. So like from this character to this character and then up.
Oh, that's the symbiote.
Well, it certainly could be.
I mean, they probably have CGI'd it out of the trailer so we don't.
Yes, right. But so that's what you think. Then it like lands on his tie there, and there's a little black.
It would unfortunately contradict our previous statement that it's probably Man Spider.
Porque no los dos.
Oh,
Man Spider needs a bad guy to fight. But yes, I mean, this is so whatever this is. There's something happening here, and I'm with you that Venom's not out of the conversation.
No,
I think this is Sadie.
It could also be a Boomerang that's just darting around the room.
Oh well, of course it could be a Boomerang. I think this is the Sadie Sink in Peter's apartment thing. And this, you and I had originally seen the leaked trailer that we didn't get to talk about on here, but that had that voiceover of her saying like,
"Stay out of my way.
Stay out of my way." Or it won't just be your friends who don't remember Spider-Man.
I also think, which is something that Jean Grey could do. Right. The other thing is I recall set photos of her wearing an outfit similar to with the hoodie and all that. I think we all just assumed that it was they put something.
They covered her up.
Right,
because she had a phoenix on underneath.
Yeah, she had like the big red and gold outfit. Yeah.
But I think that this is her giving that speech. Oh, here, this is actually where she says it. Yeah, and then of course, I mean, we should really celebrate.
Nacho.
Finally in the costume.
Nacho Varga. Yeah.
After all these years, finally in the dang costume, swinging his tail at Spider-Man. As you said, this is sort of, I think, the fast track, the Fantastic Four style. Here's all the bad guys. He fights Scorpion. He fights Boomerang here. That's him and MJ, I guess.
That's him and MJ before that, yeah.
So this is potentially where he saves her to start all this. But
so there's the shot that people are saying because of her hairstyle she could be Rogue. The joke, of course, being why would Rogue be a Jets fan?
And then we start to do, so this is Amazing 15.
Perfect recreation, yep.
If you really want to get nerdy about it, this appears to be Amazing 15 during the climax of Thunderbolts.
Oh.
Right? And is this maybe where the world re-meets Spider-Man? And that's why it's the cover of the first Spider-Man. That everybody had forgotten about him. And then during the Void Crisis, Spider-Man's running around town saving everybody.
Oh, I love that.
And that's why he gets the key to the city. And that's sort of how he comes back to people's minds. We then see this great one. By the way, this is all a Feige pet project he's wanted to do forever. He has said like this idea of like celebrating these covers is like a thing that he really wanted to do. You know, take that for
This
what
is
you will. I don't know
this
if
is
that's
very McFarlane right here. This shot.
Yeah. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 345, and we talked about this, Deepak. This is the one that it's the first ever introduction of the character Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, and across the top of the cover it says Venom returns.
Yep.
And of course, at the end of No Way Home, we got that Tom Hardy Venom stinger that never really went anywhere. That sort of just became a running joke around these parts.
Right.
And this being the thumbnail that they put on the trailer sort of made us go, is there a symbiote hiding somewhere in this movie?
Or is that really not Boomerang and they've CGI'd him for the sake of the trailer?
Yeah, right.
The movie,
that's actually just Venom coming up behind him and they're fighting.
I mean, similar color scheme. It wouldn't take a whole lot of work, I'd imagine.
And then this is Amazing Spider-Man 134. Yeah, this is him fighting Tarantula. Here we have a...
Oh, I love that shot. And go back for 1 second to the hand.
Yes,
so obviously the red ninjas are the hand, which I believe we've seen in Daredevil, but I don't watch the show, so I can't tell for sure.
Yeah, so the hand was very prominent in the Netflix Daredevil show.
And what's most interesting to me is look at Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No mask. He's not prepared to take that fight, whatever's coming at him.
And this seems like the classic Marvel, we've lifted some stuff out of this shot.
Yeah. I mean,
just too much negative. I mean,
I could see that off-screen Jean Grey is there with a force field waiting for him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, do we have like a big bubble around him here with Jean here and the Hulk here or something like that?
I wonder if Kingpin shows up. I mean, he could fit in that gap.
Of course. Well, he's about the size of it. That would be great. I would love to see if he and Kingpin fight. This movie's going to be incredible. We talked about the black eyes. We think it's a man spider.
We think it's a man spider, but like we just said, it could also be...
Could be Venom. Who knows? Because then he does that.
Oh. Love that. Love that. I didn't think I could be excited for a Spider-Man movie after the last one.
I'm really excited for
this
it.
One, this one seems like such a return to basics that I actually
am... That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's what so many people love to dump on the Brand New Day comic book arc. But that's what this story is supposed to be all about, is getting back to ground level Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I think it couldn't come at a better time. I know I've been down on Cretton as a director because I wasn't the biggest fan of Shang-Chi, but two things. One is that the action scenes in Shang-Chi were top-notch, so I'm sure he can handle those here. And two, I think he redeemed himself with the Wonder Man show. I know he didn't direct the whole thing, but whatever influence he had on that seems to have done really, really well. So I'm very, very optimistic about this movie.
All right, so there'll be a lot more to talk about, so we're not even going to do any final thoughts or wrap-ups or anything. We're just going to say that's everything we had to talk about this time. Join us on Nerdigo News this Monday, where we will get way more into this with the whole crew. And as always, make sure you subscribe to us on the socials, at Nerdigo Media, anywhere you find us. We'll get highlights from this stuff, as well as our highlights from our trip to South by Southwest, and just all the updates on everything we have going on. Talk to you then.
See you later.
Great power, great responsibility, I suppose.